Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you all the changes coming in Season 3 of Marvel Rivals. I'll be reviewing the patch notes, new hero changes, and everything else will be coming, as there's actually quite a bit. This is the biggest update they've released. So, getting into things first here with the Battle Pass. Now, this is pretty cool. This offers a new skin for Emma Frost. Glad they're not forgetting her. What's kind of funny, as you can see here, there's a new Squirrel Girl skin, which I'm not sure how I feel about it, her getting back-to-back skins to Battle Pass, but it's cool with Tippy Toe there, getting that interesting appearance. Jeff and Rocket also getting a new skin there. In addition to this, we're also going to get some recolors for skins that have already been released. You can see here that we got like ones for Scarlet Witch, the Rocket skin, also Jeff as well as Malice are getting new colorways for their skins. On top of this, we're also getting these attachable items here, which you can put onto your character. It seems kind of funny how some of them are working, but you can see we're going to be getting like a Venom, a Herbie, Rocket, Deadpool, who's caked up. Kind of funny they did like that. Jeff, a cat, Groot, and I think MJ with a little Spider-Man on her shirt. These are going to be cool, and only select heroes will be able to use them, unfortunately, but I feel like in the future they may add more heroes to that. So that's what it looks like on Psylocke there. In addition, now when you equip a skin, it's going to change the background appearance. So your lobby, whenever you're loading into a game, now is going to have a lot of different style to it, which is nice because I typically would choose Jeff because he's the only one that would get any new appearances on this background. Now all characters will get a new look. On top of this, we're also getting a free Storm skin that's going to be coming, similar to some of the previous events in the past. So you can get the Symbiote Storm, big fluffy hair. That's another Storm skin with the big hair. I think this looks incredible, and I'm looking forward to more Venom-styled skins coming with the Season 3. In addition, the Squirrel Girl skin will be a legendary skin, so this is going to be coming with new sound effects, probably a Venomized voice, somewhat similar to the Loki Battle Pass skin from Season 2. So we're going to have to wait and see, but I think it obviously means like an animated skin here, MVP, and new sound effects. Also, you can now get new color palettes and new VFX using the Unstable Molecules currency, which will be earnable in the Battle Pass itself. It remains to be seen if we're going to have any changes to the amount of currency, because we normally would get 600 blue and 600 yellow coins. Adding in a new currency, they may change things around, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But I'm curious to see what goes on with that. Also, a better look at Phoenix, who will be coming alongside Blade. So those will be the two heroes that are getting released in this season. I think Phoenix looks incredible, so that is just really nice to see. Also, Hela is going to be playing a big role in the overall kind of lore of Marvel Rivals Season 3. This is a Knull Symbiote version of Hela here without her helmet on. I think this looks great. She also kind of looks like Orin from Baldur's Gate 3, so that's a cool little thing there as well. And we're also getting some pretty big hero changes, so you can actually now, big buff to Thing, who really needed it, you can knock flying heroes out of the sky using his new ability. So it's a confirmed lock-on, which is extremely useful. And with this ability, he can just grab a flyer out of the sky. As for new team-ups, we're getting a team-up here with Phoenix and Wolverine. So this is scary for all the tanks that are having a hard time in our current season. What this does is whenever he grabs him, it does a fiery attack there. The Phoenix Force activates, and it will deal damage over time to enemies there. So yeah, this makes Wolverine even scarier, who commonly gets banned in competitive due to that. Yeah, extremely powerful. In addition, it's adding lifesteal to all the Wolverine's attacks too. So yeah, I do see Wolverine getting banned quite a bit next season. And the next team up here is going to be with the Human Torch and Spider-Man, who gets it on his web slinging ability there. So it'll do an exploding attack whenever he does his get over here ability, and he can also shoot that flaming web too. So that's nice. It does area damage and applies a burning tracer, which will apply damage over time. So it's similar to, again, his normal one there. But you see there with the get over here, you can zip to an enemy with the burn tracer, and it does an exploding attack. So this will make Spider-Man a little bit more powerful. After losing his Venom team up, he did kind of lose a bit of combat effectiveness, but now getting one with the Human Torch, I think is pretty decent. We're also getting some changes to current team ups. So we're losing the Storming Ignition and the ESU alumni, but we're getting additions to both the Symbiote, now adding in Hela, which does an area of effect slow abilities. So normally whenever you have the team up with Jeff, he gets a heal. She'll now grab enemies and give them a slow. So it triggers, and so basically, yeah, on that orb there, it'll now grab enemies. The Symbiote tendrils will strike out and lash at enemies. And it'll also drag them towards. But in addition to this, the Iron-man Ultron team up is now getting a team up with Squirrel Girl here, who gets pretty much an auto aim ability there, making her a little bit better against Fliers, because Previously, she was not great at hitting flyers. That was one of the biggest downsides to Squirrel Girl. She's obviously very strong, and I don't think she really needs an auto aim ability. Maybe a larger acorn would have been better, but hey, dealing with flyers has been a pain in season 2.5. So they're also making some changes to flyers. Iron-Man, who's very annoying poke damage, is getting a nerf as well. Ultron's going to be getting a bit of a change too. Also, the team ups with Penny Parker and Rocket Raccoon's not going to be touched. The Storm and Jeff Sharknado and the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. I like all these team ups not getting changed as well, which is great. They will be nerfing Emma Frost, which is unfortunate. Buffing Venom in the Thing, as they're now going to get a bit more ranged options, especially for those that are flying. The big one is that Battle Blitz, as I mentioned previously, which allows them to jump straight at someone and do a haymaker, knock them out of the sky. This is actually really crazy, and it makes the Thing a much more powerful hero. He's already quite strong, but in the last season's meta, he did kind of lack a little bit, and this is going to make up for that. For Duelist Iron Man, the poster boy of poke is going to be losing a bit of overall damage there, so that's really nice, and slightly reducing his poke potential to bring him back in line. Iron Man has been annoying to deal with this season, especially as a tank main. The Punisher's culling turret has also been a bit too powerful. I agree with that, and his ultimate ability charging a little too fast after recent buffs. So some changes to Punisher, I think that's fine, because you get some nice buffs to his overall damage dealing with his guns. They're also slightly toning down Mr. Fantastic's survivability in his inflated state. I think this is fair too. Mr. Fantastic has more survivability than most Vanguards. And they'll also be boosting Namor's primary attack, Scarlet Witch Ultimate, as Scarlet Witch's Ultimate is possibly one of the worst in the game, despite being a one-shot. It's just so hard to get it to land. And there's going to be some changing. They're slightly reducing or slightly nerfing the Guardians Revivable team up. I think this is nice. I hope they remove it at some point because, yeah, Mantis is really difficult of a character. She was amazing in Season 0. I love playing Mantis now. I don't like playing her. She's slow compared to her quick movement speed, but they're buffing up her healing and her ultimate ability, so that is nice. I do think Mantis would benefit from losing that team up because it is a dominant team up, but the big problem with it is it makes it so that Adam and Mantis have to be a little bit less good because they're so powerful and competitive, being able to revive each other. I do hope that in the future we will see a change where maybe Adam Warlock gets a little bit better because without the team up, he kind of does suck. We'll modestly raise Invisible Woman's healing efficiency, which is huge, and nerfing Loki's ultimate ability charge rate. That's fine. I think a little bit of healing increase for Invisible Woman is interesting as she's already a pretty solid healer, but I'm always all for it. So that's nice. They'll also be nerfing Ultron, which is kind of interesting. So slight nerf to his overall damage, which I think is a okay change. Ultron hasn't been super dominant. He is very survivable with his dash, however. They'll also be sharing the hero pick and win rates for Season 2.5 soon, so I'm very curious to see how that went and how Thor's changes work, because I'm a big Thor fan, and I feel like our Thor got a little bit shafted when it came to the last update, now changing him so that he does have to go into his awakening form a lot more frequently to be a damage dealer. And yeah, I'm hoping that they do make some changes to Thor, because it just feels like he doesn't have his identity. I really like playing the old Thor where you go in and be a bruiser, brawler. Now just popping Awakening is kind of not enjoyable in my opinion, but we'll see what they do. I think that they need to make changes to not only Adam, but Thor and Mantis. Those are three that I feel like they were more fun to play in the past, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm just very curious what they're going to do to Venom, as I do feel like he needs some form of change. His survivability is really great, but his damage output and going against Fliers, he's not that great to deal with. So we'll just have to wait and see what all comes when Season 3 releases on July 11th. But let me know your favorite thing about Season 3 in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I hope you have an incredible day, and we'll see you all in the next video.